Hey, it's Whitney from groundednutrition.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the most versatile burger recipe, the only burger recipe that you're ever going to need. So basically this is a bean-based burger, and it makes it so versatile because you can include whatever vegetables and other ingredients you have on hand, and then you can add whatever ethnic flair you want. So you can make it Mexican one week, you can make it Italian one week, Indian. It's really versatile that way, which I really love, and it makes it more fun to enjoy on a regular basis because it's always different. So basically, you just need to know the base of this recipe, and then what I personally do is I use up whatever ingredients I have on hand. So this week I'm kind of running low on some of the ingredients I normally use, so I'm going to try some different stuff and see how they turn out. So basically what you do is you take a couple cans, or in this case I actually soaked dried beans and cooked them last night, and it's just a mix of like white beans. You can use really whatever beans you want. You can use chickpeas, navy beans, depending on kind of the flair you're going with. So I think they're black-eyed peas and chickpeas, and then a couple other random beans that were in my mix. So I'm going to be using my Omega juicer, and I use the blank blade. So there's a juicer one, and then there's also one to make nut butters and use more so as a food processor. You can also make banana ice cream, lots of stuff. So that's the one I'm going to be using for the burgers. And basically what I do is I just toss everything through. It makes a nice mush. I mix it together with my hands, form it into patties, and away we go. So let's get started. So what I do first is dump my beans through the chute, and it comes out in just a nice blended up mush. If you don't have an Omega juicer like this, the horizontal type, what you can do is you can just use a food processor, or you can use a blender of any kind, and that will definitely mix it up for you. You could also just use a masher for the beans, but in order to do the rest of the veggies, you'll need something to grind it up. So we're gonna process the beans through. I'm just gonna grab my plunger, I forgot that, and we'll push that all through there. And this recipe freezes totally amazing. You can cook it on the barbecue, you can cook it in the oven, you can do it on a fry pan. That is why this is the only recipe you're ever gonna need, because you can literally do anything with it and they always turn out. So once we have the beans processed, we're going to add some onion for flavor. So that's just about half a raw onion cut up to process through. So that's what I always do: beans, onions, and I normally do carrots and zucchini, but I don't have any carrots on hand today, so I'm gonna add some zucchini, and then we're gonna add our new ingredients and add our flair that we're doing this time. So this time around I'm gonna use 1 portobello mushroom and add a mushroom flavor to our bean burgers. I think it will turn out very nice. We'll see. So I'll do 1 portobello mushroom. I'm also gonna I was considering adding a sliver of beet, but I think I might skip it and just add a little bit of dill. And then I also like to add a little bit of a fatty component, and instead of doing an oil, I just add some nuts. So here I have a couple Brazil nuts and a couple walnuts and a couple pecans. So about a half a cup or less of nuts. We're gonna process those in. So as you can see, it's literally just a big bowl of muck at this point. And then if I need any dryness, which it looks like I might need just a little bit, I can add some rolled oats. So I'm just going to, oh yes, the blender doesn't like rolled oats very much. So normally I put those in the blender and they process through quite nicely. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just grab whatever we got from there out, and that's it. Okay, so next step is if you want to add a little bit of extra seasoning, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add some black pepper just to give it a little bit of extra seasoning. I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning, which is just a blend of some simple herbs and spices, onion powder, black pepper, garlic, parsley, celery seed, that type of thing. And then Herbamere spice, which is a sea salt blend with some more herbs and spices. So I'm going to add a little bit of that to the mix and just get busy mixing with my hands. So you're going to mix everything up till it's a nice thick consistency. I can already tell these are going to be really good. So I'm going to add a little bit more oats, and instead of grinding them, you can just add them whole, that's no problem. So I'm just going to add my dried oats whole. As you can see, I love to teach people how to cook just kind of on the fly, because that way you're never caught in a pinch where you don't know what to make. As long as you have some whole food ingredients on hand in your kitchen, you can usually make a pretty hearty, delicious meal that is grounded approved and healthy for you. And honestly, it saves you time and money because you're using up ingredients that sometimes would normally go in the trash or compost bin. And that's what I know I do when I'm running low on things or we need a quick, easy meal. It's always easy to throw things together by utilizing the grounded recipes from our meal plans and then modifying them to use whatever we have. So that's what I love to teach about, because it can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming sometimes if you're always trying to follow new recipes. And obviously it's a little bit different when you're new and that's what you're used to, but once you get into the swing of things with this, you'll find how easy it is to literally just make the healthiest recipes with stuff you have on hand. So I'm going to clean this up and then we are going to make the patties, and I'll show you how to coat them with the dry mix. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back to form the patties. So this is really simple and easy, but for anybody that's unfamiliar, basically you would just treat it like any sort of burger patty that you're making. So you're gonna take about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of mixture, and then you're just gonna form it into a nice patty in the palm of your hand. And you want it about, I don't know, let's say 1/4 inch thick, a couple centimeters thick maybe. And you can leave just as is, and you can fry it on a frying pan, put it on the barbecue, but make sure that if you're doing it on the barbecue, sometimes they can stick, so you just want to be careful with that and just experiment a little bit, because I don't use a barbecue very much, so I'm not too familiar. Or you can coat them, which I find they hold together a little bit better. So what I did was here I blended a couple Brazil nuts, a little bit of oats, and then just a little bit of dried bread. So I put all that together and coat the burgers, and it dries them up a little bit, and I just find that it cooks them really nicely. They get nice and crisp. So I'm just gonna make my burger patties here, and then we will look at the end product. Okay, so here is the final raw burgers. So what you can do from here is you can just toss them in the freezer to have for a ready meal at any point. You can also pre-cook them and then freeze them. They work either way. What we typically do is we cook a few in our non-toxic surgical stainless steel waterless cookware. So you want to make sure you're using non-toxic cookware, no Teflon or other toxic cookware, because that's going to leach chemicals into your food, and you definitely don't want that. So what we do is we fry a couple up. You can cook them in the oven. They tend to be a little bit drier when you cook them in the oven at about 350 to 375 for about 15 minutes. If you're frying them, it's about 3 minutes on each side, and then if you're barbecuing, it's probably about 3 minutes on each side as well. I like to have them on hand, but make sure you give these a try. Let me know in the comments below what additional veggies you're going to add to yours, what ethnic flavor you're going to do a spin on, and have fun with it. Be creative and do whatever you like. If you want more burger recipes like this, then go down below and download the Burger Night cheat sheet. So there's burger recipes and then all the fixings that you would have for a barbecue burger night in the summertime. Make sure you download that below for free, and follow us on Facebook. You can find us at Grounded Nutrition on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching, enjoy your burgers, and don't forget to download that cheat sheet. See you soon, bye.